England fans in the stands wave flags during an international friendly match against Costa Rica in June. The most hotly anticipated and widely enjoyed sporting event in the world has a dark side. For several years, British organisations had recorded a rise in reports of domestic violence. After England's World Cup matches, in anticipation of this year's tournament, several local police organizations and domestic violence organizations have published warnings and resources for both the abused and potential abusers. Campaigns like Give Domestic Abuse the Red Card and Operation Ribbon are not only providing support to potential victims, but are warning potential abusers and empowering others to spread awareness and report suspicious behavior. The World Cup, as with other major sporting events, is often associated with an increase in incidents of domestic abuse because of factors
such as increased alcohol consumption and an increase in tension, Cleveland Police Specialist Crime Superintendent Anne-Marie Salwey said in a release touting this year's deployment of the Give Domestic Abuse the Red Card campaign. Give Domestic Abuse the Red Card. Officers are issuing a robust warning that domestic abuse will not be tolerated before, during or after the World Cup. Red Card. During the last World Cup in 2014, 897 domestic incidents were reported to Cleveland police, and although there is no evidence to suggest that domestic abuse rises as a result of the World Cup, there has been a significant rise in domestic abuse as of late. During all England matches, Cleveland police will be providing an additional level of response to domestic abuse incidents with the use of a domestic abuse support car in partnership.
The scheme is called Clare's Law and it allows the police to disclose information confidentially about a partner's previous history of domestic abuse or violence via right to ask and right to know. A support worker and a police officer respond to domestic abuse incidents using the additional car, which offers a bespoke service to victims of domestic abuse tailored to their individual needs.
Sometimes the home is the most dangerous place, reads the sign. In a Moscow park, this small but determined group, braving at times heavy snow and a heavy police presence, to have their voices heard. Russia has just passed a law reducing punishment for domestic battery, but clearly there are those who oppose that law who are not giving up. In fact, they say it's actually helped bring the issue of domestic violence into the spotlight. Russian lawmakers who backed the new law say it's simply about minimizing government interference in family life. For anti-violence activist Alyona Popova, the rally is a breakthrough in itself. When the law was debated in Parliament, she was forced to protest alone outside. Permission to hold group rallies repeatedly denied. Now that the law's been passed, she says the fight is just beginning.
I think that because of that law, the crimes inside family will increase, and of course we need to start a new campaign for the law against domestic violence, the standalone law.
The standalone law, currently a draft, is designed to help prevent domestic violence through restraining orders and increased legal rights for victims. Popova has started an online petition in support of it, which now has more than 250,000 signatures.
And here is a slogan, let's stop domestic violence.
The key is building awareness, says Larissa Panarina, Deputy Director of the Anna Center, a 2-decade-old helpline service for domestic violence victims in Russia.
It says, he said that he would never hit you again, but he said the same thing last time as well.
The Anna Center was recently designated a foreign agent under a Russian law regulating non-government organizations who receive funding from abroad.
The fact that we are funded by their international and foreign foundations, it's because we are not funded by the Russian authorities. Unfortunately, the issue is still not seen as a serious issue.
At the Moscow rally, we find Marie Davtyan, one of the authors of the new legislation to help prevent domestic violence.
I'm sure that in future we will pass law.
Why are you so sure?
Because it is evolution. 143 countries passed this law. So Russia today is not the same Russia that was 10 years ago.
In a country where it's estimated 12,000 women die a year from domestic violence, this small but growing opposition is just getting started. Claire Sebastian, CNN, Moscow.